Hello, friends. It's Becky with a Great Quilting Adventure. I am located here in Sewn Stitches in Pocatello, Idaho. And today I get to introduce you to our friend Julia in Des Moines, Iowa, where it's freezing right now, of Creekside Quilting. So I'm very excited to be here. So, Julia, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your shop?
Good. Hi, everyone. I'm Julia. Uh, like uh, like Becky said, I am with Creekside Quilting. Creekside Quilting is in Des Moines. We are right at like the 80-35 interchange. So where I-80 and I-35 meet, we are just off one of those exits. And Creekside Quilting has been there for over 20 years. My mom, Karen, took over as owner almost 6 years ago. It'll be our 6 year anniversary. Her 6 year anniversary as the owner here in March. But
Congratulations.
yeah, it's exciting. It's been great. I have been on board for 4 years, almost five, so almost the whole time. But um, and so we are first and foremost a quilting store, so quilting cotton and notions and accessories. We are a FOF dealer. We also sell wool. We have a whole wool department with wool, predominantly felted wool, wool kits, wool patterns, wool notions, and then we have expanded into some more hand crafts from that as well. So I am a mother of two one's in kindergarten, one's in pre-K, so I have, like, literally no time to quilt, but I do have time kind of, right? Like, I can kinda bring it down and have it out to have some more of those handcrafts. So we have some cross stitch, hand embroidery, and punch needle as well, just things that I have kind of brought into the store because 'cause I'm like, "I can't get up to my sewing machine, I can't get away, but I can bring things, like, into different parts of the house with me." So, we have just some like beginner friendly, really kind of all levels of some of those other quilting adjacent type crafts, I guess you might call them, and then all the related notions that you need for those.
That is fun. I can relate, not having time. I think people think, "Oh my gosh, you're a quilt shop owner. You must get to sew all the time." And it's like, "No, we don't get to
No,
sew at all."
no.
So,
You're Mr. Honey the shop. There's no time for that. Everyone
yes,
else fits too.
right, right. We're here to support your journeys. So, okay, so how did you then, Julia, get started doing this little journey we call quilt shop um ownership slash management?
So, from like a quilting perspective, my mom has sewn and quilted my whole life.
Mhm.
I tried it a little bit when I was like a teenager, and it did not work. But then when my son was born, I kind of wanted something to do a little bit again that was something I could kind of have that was just my own, but like not so intense that I needed a whole space for it. Like at that point, now I have a whole space for it, but at that point, I was like, I could just do it at the dining room table. So I did my first quilt when my son was born, and then I've made just a handful since. From joining, so I came on in 2019 with Creekside Quilting, kind of predominantly to start working on updating our website, and kind of doing the social media, and it's just expanded from there. So I'm still predominantly kind of social media and online sales, and running comments sold and doing our lives and all of those things, and then website management as well.
Yes, that's a full-time job in and of itself. I know because
Mm.
I get to do all of that. I do have someone that does my social media because you know I'm not of that generation where I live on my phone. I actually despise it. And the only reason why I'm there is because that's where people are. And so I have my niece that takes care of that because she's good. She's good at it. She's
Well,
creative
that's good.
and she's good. So I figure, huh, if she can do it better than I can, then that's what I need to do. So
Mm. There's always so much to learn in that realm. It's really incredible how fast it changes.
it does. So yeah, I can't keep up because I'm trying to keep up with the shop stuff. So okay, so all right, now I know there's quite a few shops in the Des Moines area. So because I was out there a few years visiting and I remember
Yes.
coming to your shop and stuff. And I even have a fat quarter bundle that I haven't opened that I bought from your shop because I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. What am I gonna do with it? And I hate cutting fabric. I don't know. It's just so pretty. Yeah.
I totally agree. I have more fabric that I will probably never use because I'm like, I just like it so much as it is. I just like it here.
Yeah. So what sets you apart? What things make you special in your area?
So, yes, exactly. A great point. So, there are several other stores in the Des Moines area. So, if you're traveling through, right, like just plan to stop in Des Moines because there are a lot of incredible stores right in the Des Moines metro
I
that
ag-
all have unique and things that we offer. So, one of the areas that we are unique in is that we are a FOF dealer. So, we do have FOF machines and accessories. If you're somewhat local, we also have a FOF machine cleaner. He's been trained. He's gone to several FOF trainings, and so that's something that if you are somewhat local, that people are always looking for machine cleaning services or machine repair more
right,
often.
and he can do all kinds of machines usually. When you
Yes.
have a good tech, they can work on all types of machines. They may not be able to get certain parts.
Yeah, but pretty much like at the end of the day, like, right, all bobbin plates are kind of made the same. So,
Yes.
yes, exactly. Like I said, so we have wool, which is makes us very unique in the Des Moines area. We are, I think, the only Des Moines shop that carries wool. We also have then a robust flannel and batik section as well. And we do carry Moda Firesides, which are, and all of these are available on the Creekside Quilting Iowa app. So if you're not local, right, like you can shop all this stuff unique to us on the app. We have several Creekside exclusive patterns. So we have been a store that has made our own patterns for a really long time, and we have lots of those available on the app, on the Creekside Quilting Iowa app. Those patterns and kits that are exclusive to Creekside Quilting, um, and then honestly, just our wonderful staff makes us
Okay.
a wonderful place to come visit.
Yes. I mean, I remember you had a young lady working there and she went to college out here in Idaho and I'm like, when you come back, I want you. She was so good.
It was amazing. Yes.
So you do have good staff. I do remember that. So it was a lot of fun to visit your shop. And you have quite a lot of space, quite a great selection of fabric, and you do have a classroom. So do you do classes as well?
Classes and periodic retreats. So one of the classes that is going on right now is a learn to quilt or like beginner quilting class that actually had their first session last night. So they're going to meet on Tuesdays. We also have one coming up, especially for those of you who are virtual. This is a great option. It's called Women of the Bible. And every month we'll meet, talk about one of the women of the Bible. There's a quilting, like a block associated. If you are virtual and would like to join that virtually, then the handouts will be provided via email, as will then the quilting components to the class. But it's really just an opportunity to connect, right? To many of us, those two things are very important. Both of those are very important in our lives, and to connect both of those parts of our life together.
Okay, awesome, awesome. That's great. So, okay, so now if I am traveling through Iowa and I want to stop, what other things outside of quilting would you recommend we visit while we are there?
Point, we have I mean, people are all okay, like, people always come in and ask for restaurant
Okay.
recommendations, and I'm
Yes.
not gonna go through restaurant recommendations, like, "Oh, you should go here," but we do have a really robust restaurant scene in Des Moines that has really, like, exploded in the past few years just with really wonderful new types of cuisines and things like that, so that's always a really great opportunity to just plan your stop, like, and plan to have dinner in Des Moines. We have a really beautiful botanical center that is just absolutely wonderful to go visit here in Des Moines. Um, as well as like an art sculpture park that's really cool. It's got some really unique, and it's an opportunity to kind of get up, stretch your legs if you're on a road trip, is to head down to the art sculpture park. If you're outside of Des Moines, so like within the Des Moines area, there's four or five quilt shops, some great little shopping districts like the East Village and Valley Junction, right? So just be taking notes. East Village, shopping districts that are fun. But then just going even outside, like an hour outside Des Moines, opens you up to additional quilt shops and lots of nature trails and hiking and beautiful scenery. So even just the five of us that are located right there. Go out 1 hour and just so many more opportunities. There's one store in Boone, Iowa, which is about 30 minutes away, and it also has like the world's, I swear, the world's best Dutch letters. Um, I think they're so good. So, you can head to Boo, there's a quilt shop there, very cute, hiking nearby, and then, like, the world's best Dutch letters.
Nice, nice. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, and then so let's see. I forgot to print out my little sheets of questions, but one of the things that I like to do are I have like pet projects, like things that I like to do to give back to the community. So would you like to tell us about one of your pet projects?
Yes, every year in November, we do the Giving Tree, and that is where we have linked up with one of the local community societies, and they bring us like a bag full of ornaments, and every ornament has an item listed on it. You come, you take an ornament, and when you bring an item back, then you get 5 reward points for every item. So if you're local, that's a great opportunity. If you are not local and you want to participate in our giving tree, we do make that list available virtually as well. And so with like a proof of purchase, kind of like a, an Amazon link proof of purchase that you've sent something to the community organization that we work with, then you can get those reward points as well.
Okay, nice. I really love how you've kind of exploded to the online thing. Um,
Yes.
because I think when we talked to you a few years ago, you were just getting started and now you actually own your own virtual shop hops. Do you want to tell us about that as well?
Yes. So, about a year ago, we started the Lucky Sevens Shop Hop. The Lucky Seven Shop Hop takes place every month on the 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th. On each one of those 4 days, there's a store that goes live at noon Central Standard Time and a store that goes live at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So there's 8 stores total. So that's like the one place it breaks from like the Lucky Sevens name, but it felt weird when we were planning it to be like, well, we should only have one shop. So we just decided 8 shops, Lucky Sevens. But for each shop that you join, they'll all have a link that you can use to sign up, and you're going to get a piece of a pattern. So there's a pattern every single month broken into 8 parts. Every store has a piece of that pattern. And with that link, you will also be entered into a drawing for a $75 gift card to one of the stores. So, like this month, the 7th, 14th, 21st, 28th, after January is done, then Creekside will draw from the 8 stores that participated in January. That drawing is which store is going to give away the $75 gift card, and then also from the participants who is going to receive it. For every store you join, you get entered into the drawing, so you can be entered up to 8 times. Um, so that
Nice.
is the Lucky Seven Shop Hop. Yeah, every month.
Awesome. That's
Mhm.
great. So you have been busy at work behind the scenes.
It's been busy.
It has been. Okay, so um is there anything else you want to share about your shop?
Gosh, I mean, it is like my home away from home. It's one of my very favorite places, but Creekside I think is really, um, one of the things I value most about Creekside and just the quilting community is um, how I guess how communal it is, both among the shops, but then among all of the participants, and our customers and our clientele, people who come in, people who shop with us online, people who are giving us feedback on things they like to see and things they don't like to see. We just appreciate all of the support from everyone. We're all small business owners just out here trying to do the best we can, and so we appreciate just the community that I feel like we've tried to build. Having a place that is really uplifting and kind of feeds the soul has really been Creekside for me, and I think for some of our customers as well. And so sharing that with more people is always just a wonderful opportunity.
Right, right. And I have to give us props. So I just came back from, a shop owners retreat in Florida, the symposium shops. And I mean, what industry do you know of that has actually gone like when the pandemic hit, that has come together and we've like rallied around each other and said, okay, how do we how do we keep the quilting industry thriving? And I think, if you look at us, we both own virtual shop hops. We should be competitors. But what are we doing?
It's my fate. It's honestly to me, and I've had that same thought or version of that thought so many times that like we as a quilting community, we have all equally recognized that when we raise the water levels, all the boats float higher, right? When we create virtual shop hops where we're spreading the news about each other, we are all um profiting from that. Like that is beneficial to the entire quilting community. And being there for each other. And even in December with the Lucky Seven shop off, we had three shops that had to change their days because of weather or family emergencies. And everyone was just on board with it, right? We all recognize that we are all in the same boat together. We are all trying to keep a community alive and thriving, and make it continually better and bring new people in as well.
Yeah. I love your energy, Julia. I love it. I can see why people would be attracted to Creekside to come in there and sew. It would, if I was closer, it'd definitely be a place that I would want to visit often. So, well, I thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so
I know that
much.
you are on the schedule to do the Great Quilting Adventure. Is it in February?
Yes, February the 17th, the last day.
The last,
Mhm.
so you'll be closing things up, so you'll have our final clue. And do you normally go live certain times of the week and stuff like that? So let's let people know where they can find you live.
So we normally go live on Mondays at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that is like a rotating show in terms of the topic or the theme of the show. We do like obviously new things that are in our store, new arrivals, new notions, things like that that have come into our store. We've done tutorials during that time or highlighting new skills. Um, like pre-orders or highlighting like groups of items. Like last week we did pre-orders for the Riley Blake door banners. So anyway, that's like a but that always is a show on Mondays at 4:30 p.m. highlighting something from our store, whether it be new arrivals or something else. And then on Fridays, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, Flash Sale Friday. So you can join us at 9:30 a.m. on Fridays for 35% off a line of fabric that just lasts the day. And that is on Facebook and on the app. Our app's called Creekside Quilting Iowa. It's on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. But that's going to be the most seamless shopping process if you're joining us live for either of those shows is to download our app.
Right, right. I agree. The app makes a difference. So
Everyone agrees. Like every time you say, like someone's like, "Yes, the app," picture like this, just download the app.
exactly. So, well, Julia, thanks for joining me this morning. I'm sorry our Facebook Live thing didn't work, but I will go ahead and post our video
I
on
appreciate your
Facebook.
time so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, good luck with everything, and we will talk to you soon.
You as well. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye, hun.
Bye.